Hi, my name is Dan Lanier. I'm the Vice President of Customer Success at OPSWAT, and I'd like to talk to you about cross-domain secure data transfer. I'm going to show you an example of transferring data into an air-gapped network. By definition, an air-gapped network doesn't have connectivity to external networks. So typically, when you have to bring data into that network, you have to bring it in through external media. That external media could be a CD, a DVD, sometimes even floppy drives are still used. But the most common external media is the thumb drive. Now, what we have here is the MetaDefender kiosk. This is a check-in system to make sure that the data that I want transferred into the air-gapped network is secure and free of any kind of malware. So I come here and I see welcome, please sign in. I hit begin. There's a disclaimer which I agree to. It asks me for my user type. In this scenario, I'm a contractor, so I'm going to hit the guest user type. I get a series of questions that were pre-configured by the kiosk administrator. My name, so I'm going to put in John. Last name is Smith. I work for an organization called AZX. And my email address is js@azx.com. So I start typing in the name, and it's been configured to give me a list of the people that might be possible hosts. I choose the one that's my host. I hit submit. That employee has now been notified that I'm here, waiting to be checked in. As a contractor, I sign that I agree with all the terms. I hit agree. And now the kiosk asks me whether I have portable media that requires scanning. And I hit yes. Now it tells me to insert the media. And as I said before, that media could be CDs, DVDs, floppy drives, any kind of external media. In this case, it's a thumb drive. I put it in here, and the kiosk is going to start processing this media. Now, I have a couple of processing options. I could process the entire thumb drive, or I can browse and take a look at what's within that thumb drive. And here you see that the kiosk has detected that there are files in the thumb drive's boot sector. Now, in this case, I'm not interested in those files. I'm interested in the files under my directory structure, the J drive. So I click it, I hit continue, and I let kiosk run through the various trust no file technologies that the administrator has defined for this kiosk. And you can see that there are 18 files that have been allowed and 2 files that got blocked. Now, if I wanted to, I could click on these buttons and get more details about why the files were blocked, what the problem was. But I'm actually satisfied with this result. As a contractor, I just need these 18 files, so I'm going to hit copy and print. And the files are now being transferred via secure one-way direction, usually enforced with a data diode, into our MetaDefender Vault. I get a message giving me my MetaDefender Vault guest ID. I don't have to memorize it. I just say got it. And now I print the information. And now I get the results of the transaction. It gives me all the information about what files got processed, what the results were, etc. It also gives me my guest ID. Once I'm done with this, I click the Finish button. It ends my session. It tells me that I can remove my media, which I'm going to do. It tells me to wait for my contact to arrive, my host. I click OK. I get my visitor's badge. This happens to be paper, but normally it would be a sticker, and I would paste it here on my shirt, and then I would wait for my host to arrive and get escorted into the air-gapped network. Now, I'm going to pull out my thumb drive, and I should not be bringing this thumb drive into the air-gapped network, but I'm a creature of habit, I'm absent-minded, and I just sort of absent-mindedly put it into my pocket. My host arrives, and we're about to go in. Keep in mind that I have this thumb drive in my pocket. One thing before we go in, I do want to mention, the kiosk is for external media. Now, sometimes I get asked, but what happens if you need to bring an entire laptop of data into the air-gapped network? For that, the kiosk doesn't handle that, but we do have another solution. It's called MetaDefender Drive, which is an all-in-one MetaDefender core sitting on an operating system on a drive, completely self-contained. You boot a laptop using the operating system on this drive, and the drive will scan the entire laptop, including the file system, including the boot sector. Obviously, this takes a little bit longer than scanning external media through the kiosk, But the MetaDefender drive is your solution for scanning an entire laptop, or any computer for that matter, through a self-contained MetaDefender on an operating system on a thumb drive. Okay, so here we are. I've talked to you a little. I've forgotten that I have this thumb drive in my pocket. I walk towards the air-gapped network. And before I get in, I have a security guard that wants to make sure I'm not bringing anything malicious in. She checks me out and detects that I have something. Oh, look at me. Silly me. I forgot about this thumb drive. I'm sorry. I won't let it happen again. Okay. Now I move on into the air-gapped network. Now, here I am in the air-gapped network, and I'm at the MetaDefender Vault station. And what I'm going to do now is retrieve the files that got transferred securely, typically through a one-way data diode network transfer, into Vault. So here it's asking me to secure my files. Again, I can log in as an employee or a guest. I'm a guest. I need to enter my guest ID, which I got from the kiosk. I hit the Access Files button. And I can see here basically a file folder. It's a temporary file folder. I click on it, and I can see a subfolder called Allowed. When I click on the Allowed, I get a directory structure similar to what was on that thumb drive, but only containing the files that MetaDefender determined were allowed to get transferred in. And from this vault, I can download the files and use them as needed within the air-gapped network. So that's an example of secure data transfer cross-domain. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch my demo.